Dumelang bagaresho. Apologies for the past 2 days. It's been a hectic couple of days. I couldn't post anything. But over the weekend, I've been wanting to do the last episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I've had a few critics on my 274 collected from 1,000 people in 365 days, making 1,100,000 rands. I gave a few examples. One, the cool time. Two, the guy who sells sweets at a train station. Those were but just mere examples. It can be anything. Any business venture, you can enter into property, you can enter into anything that brings money in any case. The idea is, however you do it, collect money. And by collecting it, I did not mean that you need to stand at the robots and beg for 2 rands or ask for 2 rands or whatever the case may be. Any business venture that may assist you in collecting that money, whether you're a consultant, whether you're into property, whether you're selling cars, whether you're fixing cars, whether you're selling phones, you're fixing phones, whatever the case may be. The idea is start a business and sustain that business long enough for you to be able to collect that amount of money every single day for that duration, for you to attain that goal. Another thing is that when you start, the important thing is that you need to be consistent. That is the thing. If you're not consistent, you will not attain the goal. If you start with 10 people, eventually you'll get to 50, depending on your consistency. And now, if the business, for instance, is a seasonal business, you need to try other avenues that you can tap into. You cannot hibernate and say you're not going to eat for the next 30, 40 days because the system does not, or rather the season does not allow. And you need to be disciplined enough. Another thing, you need to be disciplined enough. For the cool time business, for instance, the guy who sells cool time at the robots, when it's winter, you find the same guy selling packets of snacks, those round soft snacks that guys like. So basically, you tap into a different thing that will bring income so that you can eat at the end of the day. Remember, the primary goal is eating. Another thing is that the 365 days does not necessarily have to be consistently 365. You can have 365 days over a period of 2 years, 365 days over a period of 3 years, depending on how your goals are and depending on what business you are engaged in. So it's a lot of elements that you need to consider. 1, it can be any business. 2, you need to be consistent. 3, you need to be flexible. It's not just one business that will bring in money. An average millionaire has at least 7 sources of income. The last one, it does not necessarily be outright 365. You can have your 365 days cut down into 3-4 years, whatever the case may be, so long as you reach that 1,100,000 rands. Thank you for listening.